Good morning, guys. Today is Tuesday, December 8th, and we are on day 15 of Module 2 of Wit and Wisdom. Today is our last day with Journey of a Pioneer. So we're going to be doing our writing for today. Make sure that you have your knowledge and response journal ready because we are going to need topic statement and the evidence pieces that you chose yesterday in order to do your writing. All right, so I am going to go ahead and share my screen so we can go ahead and get started.
Welcome back, amazing thinkers. I'm Sue Sabelli, your Great Minds teacher. Let's see what we need for today. Today we'll need Journey of a Pioneer, your journal, and a pencil. Please pause here to gather what you need and just hit play when you're ready to continue. Your knowledge continues to grow. And today we're going to have an opportunity to reflect on how much you've grown as a reader, as a writer, and as a thinker. Please read this question to yourself, and then we'll read it together.
What was life like in the West for early Americans?
What was life like in the West for early Americans? This question narrows our focus even more. Let's choral read it, which means let's read it together. What was life like for pioneers in the early American West? Since you read Journey of a Pioneer, you have so much more information that can help you answer this question. You have learned so much about settlers by reading Journey of a Pioneer. At this time, I'd like you to jot down what you now know about pioneers and also what you can do as a reader, writer, speaker, or listener. You have a choice. You can start a new T-chart, or you can continue a T-chart like the one here. Pause to work in your journal and just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, what I want you to do is before you start writing down your own information about what you know or what you can do, I want you to copy down what Miss Sabella has written, okay? She wrote, what I know. The buffalo were very important to the prairie. And what I can do, I can include topic-specific words in my informative paragraph. So we're going to write those down in your journal. We are on page 74. Today's date is 12-8. I need to put that at the top. Okay, so I'm going to show you what your page should look like right now. So on page 74, you need to make your T-chart, what I know, what I can do. And now we're going to add the information that Miss Sabella has given us already before we add our own. So go ahead and pause the video and write that down. And then when you are done, hit play. Okay, so now what I would like for you to do is you are going to think about what you now know about the prairie and how the pioneers survived. And you're going to write that what I know column and think about what are some things that you can do as a reader and a writer now after we have worked on all of these lessons for the Journey of a Pioneer. So I would like for you to try to come up with at least 2 things that you know and 1 thing that you can now do. Okay. And then once you're going to pause. And then once you finish with those things, you can hit play to resume the video. Okay, welcome back. So I wrote things and I'm going to share them with you. And just switch my camera. Okay, so for what I know, I of course have what Miss Sabella wrote, but then I also have that people walked thousands of miles to go west, that pioneers had many challenges on their journey, and the Oregon Trail was long and dangerous. So those are all things that I now know. What I can do, I can add details to my story to make it stronger. And I can use question words to help me ask questions when I write. So those were some things that I wrote down. I can't wait to see what you wrote in your journal when you post it up on the Google Classroom for me. Let's get back to our video. Okay, here we go.
How do I add clearly explained details to improve my informative paragraph? During our last video lesson, you had the chance to select your evidence in your journal and also to write a topic statement. So you already have several parts of your focusing question task. Today, during this video lesson, you'll complete that task. The task is to write an informative paragraph with clearly explained details to answer the following question. What challenges do the pioneers face, and how do they respond? Support your response using evidence from the following text. Journey of a Pioneer by Patricia J. Murphy. Let's take a look at the checklist for success. Your paragraph will have a topic statement, at least 2 clearly explained points with evidence, details that answer who, what, when, where, why, and/or how, a conclusion, and also topic-specific words. Before you begin writing your draft, it's always a good idea to practice out loud. Remember to start with the topic statement. Include a challenge and a response, and be sure to add a conclusion. Here's an example. Being a pioneer meant you would face challenges. For example, pioneers had to climb steep sides of mountains. In response to that challenge, they had to lighten their load, and they did that by dumping stoves and trunks from wagons. Pioneers had many challenges. Pause here to practice out loud and just hit play when you're ready to write your first draft.
Okay, so here's what I would like for you to do. I do want you to practice loud, okay, before you write it. Remember yesterday, you chose a topic statement off of that list of possible statements that I gave you, and you wrote it on page 73. So that is your topic statement. And then you already have your 2 pieces of evidence that you have circled. Now, on the bottom of page 73, what I want you to do right now is come up with a conclusion sentence. Okay, so you need to write conclusion underneath that. And remember, the conclusion is just you restating the topic statement. So my topic statement, pioneers couldn't be afraid of a challenge because they had to face many. I can just reword that and say, pioneers faced many challenges, so they couldn't be afraid. So I'm going to write that right now. I'm going to say pioneers faced many challenges, so they couldn't be afraid. Okay, so I have my topic statement, I have my two pieces of evidence, and now I have my conclusion. So now I can practice this out loud before I write it. Okay, here's my practice. Pioneers couldn't be afraid of a challenge because they had to face many. It was cold and wet and scary to cross the rivers, so Olivia had to try to be brave. Crossing the rivers when they were high was very dangerous. The pioneers had to wait until the water was lower, and then they would let the oxen pull the wagons across. Pioneers faced many challenges, so they couldn't be afraid. Okay, so I used my topic statement, my two pieces of evidence, the challenge and the response, and then my conclusion. So what I want you to do before you start writing is practice it a few times out loud. Tell your learning partner, tell your grown-up, tell a sibling, and then you're going to go to page 75 and we're going to start writing our paragraph. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video, practice a few times, and then come back to me and we will finish it up. All right. Okay, so we are on page 75 in your knowledge response journal. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera so you can watch what I'm doing. All right, so here we are, page 75. You need to have the question, the focusing question, written on the top of page 75. Okay, we're on page 75 right here, and you need to put the focusing question task. What challenges did the pioneers face? And oops, that's supposed to say how. See, that's why we skip lines. And how do they respond? So go ahead and pause your video, make sure you're on page 75, and write down the focusing question task, and then push play so we can get back to our writing. Okay, so remember, we already have our topic statement right here. Pioneers couldn't be afraid of now this is my topic statement, okay? You may have chosen a different topic statement. I'm just modeling this for you, okay? Don't copy what I'm writing. I am modeling for you how to do it. You chose your own topic statement yesterday and your own evidence yesterday. So I'm going to use my topic statement on my paragraph. So I'm going to start. Remember, guys, we're not writing topic statement, evidence one, evidence two, conclusion. We're not doing that anymore. We're just starting right into the writing. Remember, it helps if you skip lines. That way, like if you do make a mistake, like I did, you can just put in that caret and fix it. All right, so there is my topic statement. Pioneers couldn't be afraid of a challenge because they had to face many. Now it's my topic statement. So what do I need to underline it in? Green. So I'm going to underline my topic statement in green. Please don't forget to do that, guys. It's very important. Okay, so now I need to go to my evidence. Right here, my first piece of evidence. It is cold, wet, and scary to cross rivers, but Olivia tries to be brave. So I need to put that in my writing. I think I'm going to change my wording around a little bit though, and I want to say crossing rivers could be cold, wet, and scary. So Olivia had to try to be brave. Okay, so crossing rivers could be cold, wet, and scary. So Olivia had to try to be brave. We need to put a comma there. Now this is my first piece of evidence. My first piece of evidence needs to be underlined in yellow. All right, let's go look at my second piece of evidence, which is, it is dangerous to cross the rivers when they are high. They wait until they are lower and then the oxen pull the wagons across. Okay. So we need to say when the rivers were high, it was very dangerous. Now see, I'm out of room. So what do I need to do? I'm going to turn to page 76. Okay, so I'm on page 76 now. So I wrote, when the rivers were high, it was very dangerous to cross. And you know what? I'm going to do what I said a minute ago on my what I can do now about adding details. How was it dangerous to cross? What do we remember about what happened to make it dangerous? Why did my thing all of a sudden get blurry? Hold on one second. Is that better? Oh, that's better. Okay, so I remember that the book said that some people drowned or that some people's wagons turned over and they would lose everything. That makes me think about how it was dangerous. So I'm going to add that in. So I'm going to say some pioneers drown while crossing high rivers, and some lost everything when their wagon turned over in the river, not just on land. Okay, so that is my second piece of evidence. Second piece of evidence needs to be underlined in blue. All right, so I'm going to start over here because this is where it started. And this is all part of my second piece of evidence, so I'm going to keep underlining. So what do I have left to do, guys? I've got my topic statement. I've got my first evidence, my second evidence. What goes next? My conclusion. Good. And remember, I wrote my conclusion over here on the bottom of page 73. Pioneers faced many challenges, so they couldn't be afraid. So I'm going to come over here. And remember, I'm writing in paragraphs, so I'm just going to start right here. I'm not coming down here. I'm going to start here. All one paragraph. Okay, pioneers faced many challenges, so they couldn't be afraid. And my conclusion sentence gets underlined in what color? Red. Okay, so I'm going to read my paragraph, and I want you to think, how does it sound? Do I have all the pieces that I'm required to have? I have a topic statement, one evidence, two evidence, conclusion. I've used topic-specific words. I used pioneers, challenges, wagon, rivers, drowned. So those were all topic-specific words. I added detail to my story. So let's read it and see how it sounds. Pioneers couldn't be afraid of a challenge because they had to face many. Crossing rivers could be cold, wet, and scary, so Olivia had to try to be brave. When the rivers were high, it was very dangerous to cross. Some pioneers drowned while crossing high rivers, and some lost everything when their wagon turned over in the rivers. Pioneers faced many challenges, so they couldn't be afraid. Okay, so let's go look and see if I got everything in there that I'm supposed to have. Hold on, wrong thing. So Miss Sabellis, oh, what am I doing? It's not on here. Stop. Hold on one second. Okay, now I have what I was looking for. So for focusing question task 3, we were supposed to answer the question, what challenges did the pioneers face and how do they respond? We needed to have a topic statement. I have that. At least 2 clearly explained points with evidence. I have that. Details that answer who, what, where, when, why, and or how. I talked about pioneers. I talked about crossing rivers. I talked about how they died. I talked about how they faced their challenges. I think I did that. I have a conclusion and I used topic specific words. So I think that I met all of the things that were needed for my successful writing. All right, so what you are going to do is you are going to write yours on page 75. Remember, you've already got all of the pieces. You just have to come up with your own conclusion today. And your conclusion is just restating the topic statement. Okay. And then you're going to use pages 75 and 76. Now, if you don't need page 76, if you wrote smaller than me, then just put an X over page 76 so that you don't accidentally use it some other time tomorrow. All right, we're going to go ahead and get back to the video. We should be almost finished. All right, here we go.
Now it's time to write your first draft. The check mark in the corner reminds us that your classroom teacher will take this opportunity to check in with you. The prompt is, what challenges do the pioneers face and how do they respond? For your first draft, Write an informative paragraph with clearly explained details to answer the prompt. Pause here to write your first draft in your journal. Just hit play when you're ready to wrap up our video lesson.
We're just going to keep going because you're going to do that after the video.
Thank you for doing your very best thinking and very best writing today. I will see you all again very soon.
Okay, so remember, you are going to write your conclusion on page 73. Then you're going to practice using topic statement, evidence, conclusion orally. Then you're going to go to page 75 and you are going to write your paragraph answering this question, okay, on pages 75 and 76. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a picture of pages 74, 75, and 76 today and upload them to the Google Classroom so that I can read it. And guys, listen, if you take a picture when it's dark in your house, I can't see it. If you take a picture and you're holding it way back here, I can't see it. I need you to have bright lights on, and I need you to have it up as close to the camera as possible so that I can see it, okay? It's really hard because I can blow your picture up, but then your words get all and blurry, and I can't read it. So I need you to please have lights on and have it as close to the camera as you can get it so that I can read the whole thing, okay? And then you're going to upload that into the Google Slide. And that's all that we have for today. So good luck on your writing, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.